You want real respect, real results? Then build a mind so solid, no hate, no silence, no failure can shake it. Most people, they crumble the second things get hard, always looking for approval, always reacting. But when your mind is calm, focused, unshakable, everything changes. You don't chase space, you become the presence that fills it. This isn't just motivation, my friend. It's the mindset that makes people stop and wonder how the hell you got so steady. Let me tell you, most people walk through life with an untrained mind, reactive, fragile, and constantly needing reassurance. They avoid discomfort like it's poison. They think stress is a sign to stop. And when they fail, even once, they start questioning their entire identity. But here's what no one teaches you growing up. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your mental strength. And if that strength isn't trained, you fall hard. Most people are mentally soft. One bad comment ruins their momentum. One unexpected challenge, total collapse. Even silence, just not hearing back from someone, is enough to make their confidence evaporate. Most people walk through life fragile, waiting for permission, begging for approval, collapsing under pressure. But the ones who rise, they think differently. Because when your mind is silent, focused, and unshakable, people don't know what to do with you. You stop reacting, you stop explaining, you stop asking for space, and instead, you become the presence that takes it. You've seen it. You've probably felt it too. That quiet unraveling, that spiral of overthinking, that's not weakness by default. It's just what happens when your mind has never been put through fire. You're not broken, you're just untested. But here's the truth that separates average from elite. Strong minds aren't born. They're built, not through motivational speeches or surface level affirmations, but through intentional pressure. Real strength gets forged in boredom, in pain, in silence, in moments no one claps for. Most people avoid all that, so they stay weak, reactive, exposed. But what if you trained your mind like a muscle? What if you actually rewired your reflexes to thrive under pressure? That's how the powerful move. Let me show you exactly how you can do this too. Here are the 5 traits of a mentally dangerous person. Starting with number 1, emotional neutrality. I remember a night when everything around me collapsed. A friend betrayed me. A project I poured months into failed. I wanted to scream, to rage, to vent it all out like I used to, but I didn't. I sat still, watched the chaos burn around me, and said nothing. That's when I realized most people lose their battles not because of what's thrown at them, but how they react. Mentally dangerous people don't react. They respond. Emotions still rise. Anger, frustration, sadness, but they don't spill them. They channel them. Like a sniper holding breath under pressure, they wait. They study. You don't show your emotions. You weaponize them. Psychologically, it's called effect labeling, naming your emotions to regulate them. Studies show that simply recognizing your anger reduces amygdala activity. That's power, being aware, not explosive. People fear what they can't read. If your face stays calm while everything else shakes, you instantly become the most unpredictable person in the room. And unpredictability? That's dominance. But how do they stay calm when the world's on fire? It's not luck. It's built. Through control, inner control to be precise, which leads to number 2. It is inner control over outer chaos. When I started taking full ownership of everything, my wins, my losses, even my mood, everything changed. I stopped blaming my environment. I stopped saying, it's just a bad day. Number I made it 1. My choices, my patterns, my fault. The moment you take full responsibility, you take full power. Most people hand their control to noise, notifications, opinions, bad weather, someone else's tone. But mentally dangerous people build fortresses within. If it's storming outside, they don't panic. They tighten the bolts. There's neuroscience behind it too. The locus of control, a concept in psychology, shows that people with an internal locus, believing they shape their own fate, are more successful, more resilient, and less anxious. They don't seek a perfect world. They shape themselves to handle an imperfect one. And once you stop blaming, you stop reacting fast. You start playing the long game. Which brings us to number 3. Delayed reaction equals strategic power. Ever notice how the strongest people in the room usually speak last? Not because they're shy, but because they're collecting data. I had a mentor once who rarely spoke during meetings. When he finally did, people leaned forward because he never wasted a word. He processed, then struck. The less you speak, the more power your words carry. This is the opposite of what most people do: interrupt, over-explain, defend themselves before they've even been attacked. But when you pause, you gain altitude. You see the game from above, not within the panic. It's a principle borrowed from cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, where you learn to insert space between stimulus and response. That space, that's your throne. But what drives that kind of precision? Obsession. The right kind of obsession. Number 4, focused obsession. You can feel the difference when you're around someone who's obsessed. Their energy is different. Their presence is heavier, not because they're loud, but because they're dialed in. I remember giving up social media for 90 days just to write every single day. No scroll, no fluff, just the work. People said I disappeared. What really happened? I showed up for myself. If it doesn't align, it doesn't get your energy. That's what obsession is. It's not crazy. It's clean. Ruthless focus. You trim distractions like fat off meat, when the brain rewards repeated focus toward one goal by filtering out irrelevant noise. And that's how mastery is built. One silent rep at a time. And the most dangerous part, they don't need anyone to see it. They're powered by silence. And somewhere around here is where most people give up. But you're not most people. Let's make this personal. Drop the one habit you're committing to for the next 21 days in the comments. Doesn't matter how big or small it is, what matters is that it's yours. I'm right here with you, reading every single one, cheering you on, and showing up alongside you. Let's build something real together, one day at a time. Building a strong mind isn't a mystery. It's a decision, a daily one. Not built in one epic morning or one hard workout, but brick by brick, discomfort by discomfort. Let me show you how. First, discomfort reps. Every day I do something uncomfortable on purpose. Cold showers, speaking up when I'd rather stay silent, waking up when every cell begs me not to. Not because I'm trying to be tough, but because I'm raising my threshold. That's the rule. Discomfort isn't punishment. It's training. When you voluntarily walk into stress, it stops controlling you. Your nervous system adapts. Your tolerance expands. That same cold that used to shock you becomes background noise. But just doing hard things isn't enough if your thoughts are still weak. That's where journaling came in. I used to live in my head, overthinking, looping, drowning in what-ifs, until I picked up a pen and put it all on paper. Your mind is a battlefield. And journaling is how you take command of it. Write it down. The fear, the doubt, then question it. Strip it bare. Don't let your brain gaslight you into smallness. This is where weak thoughts die, and new beliefs get planted. Now, silence isn't just peace. It's practice. One of the most dangerous habits I built? Silence. Real, intentional silence. Saying nothing. Not because I didn't have something to say, but because silence holds more power than noise. Strong minds don't flinch when provoked. They observe. They choose when to speak and when to let silence do the talking. Every second you hold your reaction, you build weight, control, presence. But even with silence, there's still one enemy inside, and it whispers constantly. You know what really broke me? Not the haters, not the trolls. It was my own voice, the one that lived inside my head. I'd say things like, I'm not good at this, or I can't stay focused. And my brain, it listened. It made it real. So I rewrote the script. Now when that voice says you can't, I say, I'm learning to dominate this. You don't fix your mindset with hype. You fix it with language. Shift your internal dialogue. Shift your life. And once you write the new script, your decisions become final, unshakable. Decide once, then don't flinch. Mentally strong people don't revisit decisions. They decide and they show up, even when it's hard, even when they're tired, even when no one's watching, because true strength isn't found in options, it's forged in commitment. No backup plan, no safety net, just the belief that no matter what happens, you won't break. And when you build that kind of mind, nothing else can compete. It didn't happen during a breakdown, not during a speech, not in front of a crowd. It happened in a moment no one saw. I was standing in my kitchen, hands shaking, breath shallow, everything in me screaming to lash out, to panic, to fall apart, but I didn't. I stood there, silent, still, and for the first time, I didn't run. That was the moment I knew I was different. I didn't need validation. I didn't need someone to understand. I just needed to hold the line, and that decision, to stay grounded when everything inside was breaking, that's when the shift begins. You stop chasing applause, And people start listening, not because you got louder, but because your silence started carrying weight. You'll notice it. Slowly, people stop interrupting you. They hesitate before lying to you. They look at you longer, not because of how you look, but because of how you hold yourself. You become the mirror. And when people see themselves reflected back in your stillness, they either level up or leave. That's not ego. That's gravity. This isn't power built on intimidation. It's power built on presence. You want to be unbreakable? Start small. Start now. Don't wait for chaos to build calm. Discipline is built in silence. Strength is built in solitude. And if you're serious about building that kind of strength, this next video is exactly where you need to go next. It'll take everything we just built and push it even further. You're ready? So keep the momentum going.